The Cleveland Browns are taking a low-risk, potentially high-reward signing here with Takk McKinley. One-year deal, $4 million. Takk McKinley, former first-round pick of the Atlanta Falcons, is very familiar with the scheme, very familiar with this base defense for the Cleveland Browns. Teams like Cleveland, Seattle, Atlanta have all crossovered. Jacksonville, the Chargers, and more have crossovered with similar defenses. So more often than not, you see the same players rotating and moving through these teams. Takk McKinley has found a home from Atlanta to Cleveland. Now, what I like about this move is you're signing Takk McKinley not as a true starter, but more as a rotation addition, more as a complementary pass rusher. I do not expect the Browns to have Takk McKinley as a starting defensive lineman. Essentially, what I think Takk McKinley is here for Cleveland is their replacement for Adrian Claiborne, who they recently released. So their third pass rusher, their third edge rusher. That's what I see him as. And that's what I think he is best used as. Because I don't think he's a great defensive lineman. I don't think he's a great pass rusher. He has upside. He has ability. He has tools. And he's certainly shown those tools before. I think if you lower his snap count, don't rely on him as much as a starter, he'll be better because of that. So what I'm expecting Cleveland to do is use him as their off-the-bench rusher for a rotation like Adrian Claiborne, how they used him. So exactly like that. They're going to gain somebody, get somebody, acquire somebody like a Olivier Vernon. They're going to get him back, or they're going to sign, Jadeveon Clowney. Somebody in that realm of a number 2 edge rusher, because you already have Myles Garrett. So they're going to look to sign one of those type of guys to be more of the starter. I actually think, just throwing this out there, I actually think Jadeveon Clowney and Takk McKinley wouldn't be a bad combo there. And then you could also be pretty flexible and versatile with how you align them and how you utilize them. Because Clowney's an excellent first and second down player, but he's not the greatest pass rusher, while Takk McKinley is more of a speed, finesse pass rusher, while not necessarily a 3-down player. So I don't mind that. Same thing with Olivier Vernon, right? And Olivier Vernon would be probably more interesting in terms of the versatility, because while Clowney can kind of align as a blitzer on different spots, like Olivier Vernon could probably smooth inside and play as like a power defensive tackle type rusher. So yeah, I think this is the first part of a second signing that's about to happen. Like, I don't know who it's going to be, but it will make more sense when it does happen. Now, could you get one in the draft? Sure. I don't think the pass rushers in the draft that this year are all that great. They don't really leap off the page. And for a team like Cleveland, who has enough money to make a move, and they're in a position where they want to win right now because they just went to the divisional round and they're not too far off from going to the Super Bowl. If they acquire, some veterans, they can add some layers of depth in the draft, but I don't feel like their starter should come through the draft. That's just my opinion. So Takk McKinley is a player I like with some upside, who's still young, a former first-round pick. I never dislike these moves. I always see the upside. I never see the downside in 1 year, $4 million type contracts. And in a defense like Cleveland, currently, he's slated to be your number 2, but he'll be your number 3 or your number 4, and that is ideally where he belongs. He has experience in this system. He'll fit in quite well, and he'll fit in right away to this defense. So I like this move. Takk McKinley, upside signing on the defensive line for the Cleveland Browns.